Do you believe that using AI is cheating? Let's discuss. Welcome, everyone, to day 27 of my 90-day video challenge. I had a conversation with someone yesterday. They will remain nameless. And I was talking about my enthusiasm and my passion for all things AI. And I was sharing with them about my upcoming workshops and that I'm teaching in these workshops my audience how to create AI videos, and, or should I say, videos using AI. And I'm also telling them about all of the different areas in my business and even outside of my business that I use AI. And they felt that AI was cheating, using AI to create videos, using AI to write your blogs, your emails, your any kind of content that you may need is cheating to create your presentations. And it just made me think, and I kind of wanted to come in and share my thoughts on it. This isn't going to be a long video. And then I would love to get your feedback on it as well. When AI first came out, when I was first introduced to AI, which was probably 2021. So by some gurus, that's late. And when I say AI, I mean ChatGPT. Um, I think my feeling was there was a sense of fear in terms of, oh my God, what Pandora's box is this going to open? As well as there was a fear of, how do I use it? What if I do this? What could happen? So there was the fear that naturally comes along with anything that's brand new and you've never done before. So I experienced that. But then after I got a good, solid level of comfortability using it, I started to really enjoy it. And I found it as something that could make my life and my business function a lot easier. I remember in those early days, I want to think it was in 2022 or early 2023, I did a panel discussion on the topic of implementing AI into your business. And I had somebody that was a social media expert and someone that did video like myself, someone that was an author and a writing coach. And we were all just sort of discussing what role AI could potentially play in each of our businesses. And I remember the overall impression was it was sort of kind of, you know, maybe it's going to be a flash in the pan. And then there were the staunch, I'm never going to use it because it's authentic to write from the heart. And then there were those of us who were like giddy and couldn't wait to see what was next. I really still think that we need to be giddy and see what is coming up next, because in those years, ChatGPT and all of the other platforms that have come out since then, and there's way too many to even sit here and mention, they're constantly improving, they're constantly doing better. Now, I'm not going to argue about the pros and cons in terms of, you know, what it could potentially be doing to the environment because of what's required in order for it to run. I am grappling with that on my own, but I know that this is a horse that has been let out, and it's a wild horse at that, and there is no bringing it back. And it's either you get on and you hold on for dear life, or you will just be sitting there and watching very tiny, tiny images of the horse pass, you know, just fade into the sunset or the horizon. And so I just really wanted to come in and get a pulse and an understanding of where you stand with regards to implementing and using AI in your day-to-day business. I use it for every pretty much every aspect of my business. I use it to write my emails. I use it to help me write my blogs. I use it to analyze content. I use it for research. I use it to ask questions if there's something that I'm confused about and I need to sort of make a decision. I've asked it that. I don't get to a degree where it's the only thing that I'm utilizing, but I do implement it into every crevice of my business. And in particular, if it's able to save me time and energy in creating content, then I'm all for it. I've even experimented recently with avatars, and I was absolutely against using an avatar until I started actually seeing what the benefit of it could be. I personally wouldn't use it to replace me in a video like this, but I would use an avatar of myself for onboarding, which is what my original thought was. And I did with a tool called DID. This predates HeyGen, or HeyGen may have come out at the same time, but it was still kind of wonky as well. And you can use it for shorts. You can use it for explainer videos. There's so many different tools that you can use to explain your product, to onboard your customers and your clients, that will save you a tremendous amount of time. And I think it's worth our while to really utilize these tools. But I get that there is a level of being afraid or scared. And, the workshop I'm doing right now is for faceless videos, primarily because a lot of us are not comfortable doing what I'm doing right now. And if there's another way that you can get your message across without having to be seen right now, wouldn't you jump on that opportunity? There are way too many videos that we need to create in the course of our business. And I'm sorry for the alarm, but the window is open. There's just way too many videos that we need to create that will prevent us from being able to do them physically ourselves. It's just not enough time. So this is where AI really can come in and help you and make it easier for you to be able to have that know, like, and trust factor come across, even though it might be an avatar version of you. Or I love playing around with the animated videos. I think yesterday's video, I did the opening using Hedra. Was it? Yeah, it was Hedra, not Runway. And I did that because I didn't feel like sitting in front of a camera. Not that I get dolled up, because if you could tell, I don't wear makeup. I put lip gloss or lip balm on my lips. I tend to try to shave my head. Sometimes I didn't today. And I just try to look somewhat presentable, put up some lights and hope that you can see me. And I'm good to go. Well, yesterday I didn't feel like doing that. So I recorded myself and I did an animated intro to my video. And there's pros and cons to that. And what I'm doing with my 90-day video challenge right now is I'm experimenting. I'm trying different types of videos. This is a pseudo live stream. I'm not going to touch this at all. I'm not going to edit it. It's being recorded basically about 2 hours before I normally post. And I'm just going to let it go. And I didn't do it live because I didn't feel like staying up until 9 o'clock to go live. So it's just a tool that can make our lives so much easier, and it's only going to benefit us. And I know that there might be moral questions in terms of what is it doing to our climate and things of that nature. And it's not that I don't care. This is happening. It is something that we need to do to survive for right now. I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this in the comments, because there are consequences to wage. And or to weigh against each other. And I totally respect and understand anybody and everyone that is anti AI. I was on a call yesterday in a group session that I do every Friday. And there was someone that was on there that was like, I hate AI. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't even use Zoom anymore because every time I'm on Zoom, some sort of AI thing tries to pop up. So I just don't use it anymore. And that's what they've chosen to do, understanding that technology could conceivably pass them by. And if they want to have a valid and robust business, you are going to have to implement a lot of the tools that are being used today. If you can have a successful business without ever using AI, I applaud you. But AI saves me a tremendous amount of time for a lot of solopreneurs that are not in a position fiscally to hire, VA after VA or, strategists and things of that nature. That is their first team, is ChatGPT, and I use NotebookLM a lot, and Gemini and Perplexity and Claude and all the rest of them. So please comment or please post in the comments below. What is your thought in reference to, do you consider implementing and adding and using AI in your business cheating? I don't. Thanks, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.